All right, so if you're building apps in Swift, you know this classic problem, right? Data almost never shows up all at once. It streams in from the network, it fires off a timer, or it's coming from user tabs. So the big question is, how do you handle all that data trickling in over time without your code turning into a total mess? Well, let's dive into Swift's really cool and elegant solution for this.
And this really gets to the heart of the challenge. I mean, what if the data just never stops? We're not talking about a simple file download with a nice, clean ending. No, we're talking about a stream that could be continuous, maybe even infinite. How in the world do you handle that without just freezing up your entire app?
So yeah, let's frame this problem properly. In the real world, data isn't some neat little package that gets delivered to your doorstep all at once. It's much more like a river, you know? It's this constant flow, and you need a way to just dip in and grab what you need as it goes by.
I mean, think about all the places this happens. You've got data trickling in from a network as a big file downloads. You've got real-time notifications popping up from a server, or even just a simple timer that ticks every single second. Heck, even a user dragging their finger across the screen is a live stream of data. All of these are exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, so for this exact problem, Swift gives us something, well, truly elegant. It's time to meet the hero of our story, the async sequence.
So what is this thing, really? Well, to put it simply, an async sequence is, well, it's a sequence. You can think of it just like an array, but with one absolutely critical difference. Its values show up asynchronously. They don't all have to be there right from the start. And this comparison really helps make it click. A normal sequence, like your everyday array, that's like a box that's already full of stuff. It's all there, right now. You can reach in and grab whatever you want. But an async sequence, that's more like waiting for packages to arrive in the mail. You get one today, maybe another one tomorrow, and the next one might not show up for a week. It's a sequence designed from the ground up for data that arrives over time.
Okay, so we get the what. We understand the concept, but how do we actually pull the values out and do something with them? For that, we're going to need the right tool for the job.
So how do you get the values out? That's the million-dollar question, right? Because if the values aren't all there at the start, your standard for loop is totally useless. It would either finish immediately, finding nothing, or it would just lock up your whole program waiting forever. We need a new way to loop.
And this is it, the for await loop. Just look at how clean and simple that is. It looks almost exactly like a regular for loop you write every day. But that one little word, await, changes everything. That is the magic key that lets you unlock the values from that stream one at a time as they arrive. So let's break down what's happening here, step by step. First, the loop starts up and just waits. It patiently waits for the next value to be ready. It's not blocking anything, it's just hanging out. Then, as soon as a value arrives, boom, it processes it. Whatever code you put inside the loop runs. And then what? It just goes right back to step one, waiting for the next one. It'll keep doing this over and over until the sequence is finally done.
And this is the really brilliant part of Swift's whole async await system. Every single time that loop awaits, it actually suspends. And what that means is it politely steps aside and lets the rest of your app keep running. Your UI stays smooth, other tasks can happen, it's not hogging all the resources. Then, when the next piece of data finally arrives, it just seamlessly picks up right where it left off. This isn't some hacky workaround. This is exactly how the system is meant to work.
Okay, so we've got the concept and we've got the tool. Now for the fun part. Where do we actually use this stuff in the real world?
The amazing thing here is just how versatile it is. You can use it for a stream that you know has an end, like downloading a file piece by piece. But you can also use it for a stream that could, in theory, go on forever, like listening for live notifications from a server that might just keep on coming.
And really, the use cases are just everywhere once you start looking. You could be streaming a massive API response instead of waiting for the whole thing. You could be handling real-time messages in a chat app. You could build a super simple timer that updates your screen every second. You could even be processing a stream of user events like taps and gestures. Honestly, the possibilities are huge.
All right, let's bring it all home. If you've been following along, you've basically just added a new superpower to your Swift toolkit.
Here's the big takeaway. Async sequence isn't just another API you have to memorize. It's a fundamental change in how you think about and handle data that arrives over time. It lets you get rid of all those messy callback closures or complicated third-party frameworks and replace them with something that's clean, easy to read, and super efficient.
And why does this matter so much? Because modern apps are live. Users expect things to update in real time.
They expect smooth, responsive interfaces. Mastering async sequence is, without a doubt, an essential skill for building the kind of apps people want to use today.
So, I'll leave you with this one question. Now that you have this incredibly powerful tool in your hands, what are you going to build first? Maybe a live sports score ticker, a real-time collaboration feature? The choice is all yours.